Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up? Another week. I often say another. What can go with that? Like another day, another dollar. Another week,
another day, another dollar. New week, new opportunities. Like it's.
It needed to rhyme, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
how y'all
we
doing
come up
today?
with something. We come up with something.
How y'all doing?
We always do. You know we do. So.
Before we start, bro, I gotta bring to attention. I just found out the internet has interneted yet again. And of course, I started with this on 3 the Hard Way. So of course, me and the bro is gonna talk about it Monday whenever we record. But I gotta bring it to y'all attention. If you're unaware, I made the claim that probably a year ago that Friday was a prequel to Rush Hour. Right?
Yeah, I remember that.
So again, the internet has interneted again. And let me read this to y'all. Follow me. This is about the GOAT from TikTok. He probably got it from somebody else. I don't know. But follow me. It's Friday. Craig got fired on Thursday. So if he never got fired, he would have been at work. Pops was also at work. Dana was at school. The mama was coming home on her lunch break and cheating with the pastor, Bernie Mac. He pulled up randomly on a Friday. How you doing, brother Craig? And for those, the first person he asked for was Sister Jones. That's why Smokey said that we be letting you know who lurks in evil. Fellas, what do you have to say about that?
It's amazing how much you can go back and watch Friday and miss like so much with it. Because I did pick up on that. I did pick up on that. Because remember, after that scene is when Craig's mom was heading to work. So I see what you mean there. And then another one, of course, is the obvious one. What the hell happened to Craig's paycheck? Because Burr instantly could have paid that $200 to Big Worm because they had $120 already. So like, bro, what the hell happened to your check that you just went and picked up before you got fired?
What up, y'all? What's up? What's up, Shark?
I ain't got nothing for you. I ain't. I let the internet keep internet.
I mean, and you know what happened? We gonna get started for sure. You know exactly where he left after he left Miss Jones' house. Went straight to that damn Miss Parker.
He saw Miss Parker. And it was like,
internet may have won again. Internet may have won and got us again, fellas. But we'll talk more about that on Peter Hard. I just have to bring that to y'all attention, man. Hope y'all having a good weekend. We're gonna have a good talk today. NFC North, we actually got everybody from every single team.
We got every team represented. Let's go.
It's gonna be explosive.
Oh, you already know.
Yep.
All right. Without further ado, let's get
hold on, man. Hold on, bro. What's your birthday this week?
Yeah, bro.
We just go skip over this.
I mean, another year older. Magic 32. Shout out to OJ Mayo. Shout out to Magic 32 Shaq.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just cool.
Mine is in a little less than 3 weeks, so it's the Trey 5 year. So yeah, there you go. Shout
out to Durant, Captain America himself. But yeah, I appreciate it, bro. Another year older. Appreciate y'all for texting me. Appreciate y'all for the love. We just gonna keep it rocking, bro. This year gonna be magical. It's already going up, bro. And we just gonna keep going up.
All right.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, Ron. Can't wait to have you back on the pod, brother. All right, let's get it.
Welcome to Let's Be Real Sports Podcast, presented by Let's Be Real Media. Watch us live on YouTube and Twitter, and follow us on TikTok and Instagram at LBR_media. Also, subscribe to us on any podcasting platform.
What's going on? BLJ here, the best hype man in the NBA. Man, I'm here with Let's Be Real. Tune in. Hello.
Let's be real.
Yo, what it do? Another episode of Let's Be Real, man. Another great week to do some content for y'all. I am your host at Tab Shakir, is where you can find me on all social media platforms instead of Twix, because why are you on there? My guys, Trev, what's going on, bro?
What's good, everybody, man? I'm on time this week, so hey, what's good, everybody? Man, what's good? That's all I got to say. I'm just ready to get to it. Football.
Let's get it. Of course, we got the Cap. What's going on, Cap? P Sharp. What's going on, my brother?
Back again, man. Like I said, back for these NFL division previews. And hey, we got a full house today. Ready to get it rolling.
Yes, sir. And of course, before we get it rolling, make sure you comment, make sure y'all comment for real. This is definitely gonna be an explosive episode. As I've said before, make sure you subscribe. I think we probably 15 away from 200, Shark, something like that.
We was 13 away last time.
13 away, yeah. 13.
Get us to 200 by the end of the episode. Damn it! Make sure y'all subscribe. That's all we're gonna say. We doing this content for y'all. Y'all won't find anywhere else. So bless us out, man. Make sure you also tap in with the other podcasts on the network. Of course, 3 the Harder Way. We got you coming in on Monday. Shout out to the Jeans Report. Ryan Harris in the comments. Shout out to the Jump Pass Pod, our newest pod to the network. The Real Deal with Damian Adams. Of course, LBR Gaming with Trevor. Shout out to Trev. And of course, make sure y'all go check out their LimeWire Fire that's out right now, man. Buy merch.
My merch.
Oh,
yeah.
Buy merch.
I got a graphic for that. Hey,
yes, sir.
My merch. Hey, I'm gonna make my one wrestling reference for the day. I know Damien got the shirt with the OG logo. I'm trying to make that shirt the new NWO shirt, man. Just had everybody just wearing that junk. Like that's the ultimate goal right there.
Yeah.
So we can be synonymous. It's gonna take some time, but we're gonna get there.
Shit, let's get it. And of course, shout out to our sponsors at SeatGeek, man. Without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get it going, man. First up, we literally have my sister from another mister, man. My girl, the homie, the brand herself. Make sure y'all tap into it. We're gonna welcome Prataj into this thing. What's up, girl?
Gang, what's going on, boys? How are we today, fellas?
Man, we can't complain at all.
Good.
Can't complain at all. You ready?
I'm ready, man. Always ready. Stay ready. Born ready.
All right, let's get it. Of course, coming up next, he was on last year. So, of course, tapping in back with us. We appreciate my guy. It's just JP. JP, what's good, my bro?
You see, let me just be real for just a second, since it's the Let's Be Real podcast.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, so this build I got with this hair just going all over the place right here is from the Vikings season. I have never got a haircut since the Vikings didn't even win the game. So I'm like trying to hopefully there'll be a good season for the Vikings so that I can look good and stuff for weddings and so forth. So.
Hey.
It's what the Vikings does, man. It's what the Vikings do to me.
Hey, I ain't trying to hear that, man. Your team just won an NBA championship. I ain't trying to hear that.
Hey, I'm greedy, man. I want the NFL.
I ain't trying to hear that.
I'm with you, JP, because I'm trying to get the full suite.
Right?
Once I get a full suite, I'll be happy. College football, basketball, NFL, NBA, MLB.
I'm trying.
You ain't got to all be in 1 year. It's just give me one.
Give me something. Give me something.
Man, say he gonna look like a Viking until the Vikings Viking. I love it. That is what you call dedication. That is what you call dedication. Coming up next, representing the Green Bay Packers, first time rocking with the pod. Make sure y'all show her some love. She is a part of the Carry the G and Mike podcast and the Technical Foul podcast. I hope I said that right. We do want to welcome Camille. Camille, thank you so much for rocking with us.
What it do? Thank you for having me. And I gotta correct that though. It's MKE. It's Big Milwaukee energy. So we gotta get that MKE right.
I appreciate it, MKE, man. We definitely after the end of the pod, we're gonna make sure everybody get their social medias and everything. So make sure we all tap with Camille. Camille, thank you again for joining us. Are you ready? I don't know if this is something you're used to now.
Now listen, man, on Tech File, I got three people at my head all times. I'm ready.
All right, let's cool.
This is a female, baby. We always ready.
That's what I'm saying. Normally, I'm the only woman in the crew, so I'm happy to see you here. I'm ready to go.
Let's get it, Camille.
This is the first time we've had two women on at the same time.
Exactly.
Oh, look at y'all. Y'all are feminists. Oh.
Because my goal is to make y'all go against each other. My goal is to get y'all to go against each other somehow. So hold
on. Hey, you kind of did already too. Because look at it. Like one of the biggest rivals in the NFC North is the Packers and Bears. So
that is the rivalry.
Let's go, God! Shout out to God, man. Shout out to God. And of course, I made the reference of being into the Lions Den, but we can't have a show without Lions representation.
My distant cousin.
Coming back to the pod
from
yet
my
again.
Second home.
Let's get it to our guy, C. Hen, host.
What's good?
Pod, End of the Lab, man. Of course, the founder, whenever y'all hear us say Twix, refer to Twitter, Twix X's. This is the guy that made it up. So C. Hen.
I can't claim credit for that. I took it from somebody too, man. So I'm gonna pass it on. So I wasn't the originator. I took it from somebody, but as I always do, man, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due, man. But I'm so happy to be here. So happy to see you guys. So happy to see the young ladies today. It definitely has a better look today, gentlemen. I must say, good look, diversity. I'm all about that. And we the champs, man. And I'm just here to talk champ shit. So
yes, sir.
When I say that's my distant cousin, that is my cousin. I'm telling you. So.
We love it, man. Again, thank y'all so much for coming. As we see, the energy is definitely gonna be here. Everybody in the comments, let us know what's up, man. For real. Without further ado, we like to start the pod with positive energy. So, of course, I have a couple. Then we go around the room. There is a celebrity amongst us, ladies and gentlemen. So I just wanted to go ahead and throw that out, Sharky, if you could. She could have been anywhere else, but she's rocking with us on this pod, and we appreciate it.
Gotcha.
I tell you that the Chicago Sky was the top trending WNBA team during the draft thanks to Chi-Town's new star forward, Angel Reese.
Chi-Town, I see y'all soon.
And that searches for Indiana Fever tickets spiked 700.
Oh, it's like that. Oh, wow. It's like that, PJ.
Oh, I didn't know that was coming, dog.
I know you did, sister. Come on, talk on it real quick. Come on, man.
Yeah, man. So shout out to Google campaign reached out to me. Honestly, I gotta give shout outs to my boyfriend Q because I thought it was spam, man. I got an email that was talking about using my TikTok, and I'm like, why? And which TikTok and why, and something like that. And we connected, we got a contract signed, and they were able to send me over the campaign. And so for all those that are looking to post content, post it. I'm not a person that posts on TikTok often or daily. I don't post specifically any type of content. I was very excited about Angel Reese being on the Sky and bought her jersey immediately as I have a couple of them hanging up. And that was my true reaction. And sometimes you don't have to be extra. Sometimes you just got to be yourself, and you never know what people are looking for. And I was blessed to have the opportunity, and now I'm blessed to be on this podcast talking to y'all. So shout out to y'all for giving me that shout out, but shout out to Google and shout out to Chicago Sky and Angel Reese for doing what they're doing in the WNBA right now.
Yes. When I called you a sister from another mister, I meant it, bro.
It's a long time.
Long time. I was
10 years plus, brother. 10 years plus.
Thanks for putting a year on it. Of course, man. Of course. Flowers to Simone Biles. I believe the most decorated gold medalist of all time, and I think she's the oldest to win a gold medalist for whatever that means. Shout out to Simone Biles.
And she's currently winning right now. So when y'all talking about Friday stuff, I kind of was like watching her. That's why I kind of was like, yeah.
But real quick, definitely gives flowers to Simone Biles. If anybody else wanted to say some positive words to her and leave her alone, let a man rock the medal, man. Get off her ass.
That's actually who I'll give my flowers to. From her husband.
Simone Biles' husband. Yeah.
Salute to him with the Chicago Bears. So I didn't know he actually went into his negotiations for his contract. He actually put in his contract for him to be able to go to the Olympics with her. So shout out to him for looking ahead and already getting this squared away. So I know he's been getting a lot of backlash for. I watched the whole episode to pivot. I don't get the backlash, but hey, shout out to him.
What you mean you don't get the backlash, dog? That's like going into a room and being like, "Oh, I didn't know who Serena Williams was. Oh, I didn't know who Michael Jordan was."
I don't know. I don't know his line.
No, I'm not even about to let you even say it.
That
man sat there on Beyonce's internet and
I raised my hand,
I didn't know who she was. Come on.
And I raised my hand.
Y'all was on the app only for athletes and you ain't know who Simone. Come on, stop it.
What's up,
I'm happy he's doing his business now as a good supportive husband. Simone Biles' husband. I'm very happy for him now. I'm just saying, don't act like you didn't know who Simone Biles was once y'all linked up. Boy, stop playing. You just let somebody come to your house doing COVID without doing no background checks at the athlete. Come on, dog. Like, be real, bro. We all go on Facebook, Instagram, Twitters. Any type of person we talking to, any little junk we talking to, we gonna scope them out before they come to our career, bro. You gonna tell me you ain't know who Simone Biles was? You gonna get on national TV on Beyonce's internet and say you didn't know who Simone Biles was?
She right.
Really? You don't know who Serena Williams is? You don't know who Tiger Woods is? You don't know who Michael Jordan? You don't know who Kobe Bryant is? Like, what are you talking about, dog? This ain't Gabby Douglas, look.
Yeah, we got to clip this one. We got to clip this one.
That's a mic drop.
Yeah, we got to clip that one.
I'm getting backlash because he a liar. I'm pausing.
What you have?
What's up, seeing?
Hey, listen, man. I was just gonna say, man. I don't want to shoot no bail, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I knew who she was, but I can say that a lot of men, don't really follow the gymnastic situation. And because you spring up Serena gonna be in our minds if she never play. If we see her and she never ever play a lick of tennis, and I think that's the part that we kind of forget. Men's attention span is very, very short. And again, Tokyo, she kind of we didn't quite see her since Tokyo. I mean, she may not have been a household name in some folks' faction. That's all I'm gonna say. But you're right. You got it though. You got it until we talk this line. You got it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have it then too. With the number one, I want to have it then too. Like we got the number one draft pick. I'm gonna have it all the way through and through.
Oh boy.
Well, we gonna see. Since we giving out flowers, Shakara, I want to give to Shakari Richardson, man, because I know who she is, and I'm happy for her. She had the incident in 2020 where they said that she couldn't go because she partook. She come back 4 years later. Hey, the brand is stronger. Her game is stronger. She looking better than ever. So I'm giving her flowers for her resiliency, man, and sticking in there.
Absolutely.
And it's a match, and that's great that we're talking about flower and giving her flowers. So I think that's synonymous.
You know what? Since we still giving women flowers, let me go ahead and throw my flowers out to the USA women's basketball team. Like the men's team normally gets all the credit, but the women's team has been so dominant in the USA for years. I think they're up to 57 consecutive wins in the Olympics right now. So, like, I want to give them their flowers too because they are out here dominant and they have been doing their thing for USA basketball.
I think they said Asia Wilson was the first to have like a double-double in consecutive games in basketball, period. I need to double-check that. But
man,
I didn't know that was a thing.
She is next level.
Let's get it.
I'm gonna get one flower out here just because I'm a little conflicted. I'm just gonna put it out here just because again, this ain't my person right now, but just understand the jersey that I'm rocking right now currently. I just want to give a shout out to Justin Fields for winning the starting quarterback position for the Pittsburgh Steelers, regardless of the injuries or not. My boy went through a disgusting trade conversation, despicable, disrespectful statistic conversation regarding his trade, and he did what he needed to do with the Pittsburgh Steelers, did what needed to be done in the midst of Rusty Russ being a good daddy and a good husband, and won the spot. And he's not going to give it back. It's not ever going to happen. So
thank y'all once again.
Love it.
Thank y'all.
I won't.
I gotta give flowers to me because I've spoken into existence.
I won't I'll just say,
I mean, you're welcome for the quarterback you got now.
Well, I guess we get to that when we get to the Bears.
And on that note, we're talking about the Chicago.
Thank you. If we give it thank you, I mean, you're welcome.
JP, do you have one?
Sorry ass Panthers.
No, you're good. No, I love it. Those two people I want to give flowers to. Number one, Derek White, just because like I've been preaching that he's a top 100 player, and me and I guess a couple other Boston Celtics fans was like, he's a top 100 player. You see what he does on the court offensively and defensively, and the improvement that he made this year for Boston helped them to win the championship, plus being on the USA team too as well, and showing how much of a really good player he is by playing both sides of the ball, that he doesn't need the attention and everything. And now that everybody's giving him respect, he's probably going to end up finally being in that top 100 NBA player category to watch out for the 2024-2025 season. So shout out to Derek White. And then number 2, shout out to the South Sudan basketball team. They really put everybody on notice when they went up against the USA team and made it a really good game. Even the other day, even though the US won pretty largely and stuff, but they still put up a really great performance in the second half. What Luel Deng did for South Sudan, putting money out of his pocket to get an indoor gym over there, and just the disrespect from Paul Pierce and Gilbert Williams, I really didn't like. And then for them to show out in the Olympics like they have, really a huge shout out to South Sudan, and they're going to be a really good team to come up in the future to watch out for.
I like it. Those are good ones. Shout out to Luol Deng too. I think yesterday he finally got stopped being paid by the Lakers. So I mean, he had the money to help out.
He
had the money to help out. He definitely put the money to good use. Shout out to Luol Deng.
I'll make mine a script, and I'll go ahead and acknowledge it on here if it hasn't been acknowledged already. So, flowers go to the Sam Wilson, aka Falcon, aka the new Captain America of USA basketball, Mr. Kevin Durant. That's all I want to say.
Double salute.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Double salute.
New Captain America, aka Sam Wilson, aka Kevin Durant.
AKA Kevin Durant. I love it.
Did we talk about the Steph Curry struggles? Okay, well, no, another time, another podcast. Let me stay straight. Let me stay straight in there. I'll stay straight in there.
Brian, I'm kind of with you on that. USA basketball and Steph Curry ain't been too kind to each other.
It's been interesting.
and Puerto Rico smacking USA right now in the beginning. But
okay, yeah. I wasn't gonna put it on there.
All right, we'll talk about that later. Let's talk some football.
30 minutes. Just kidding.
Steve Kerr, you are on the hot seat as a Warrior bandwagon, but I've been saying that. But y'all heard 3 Hardaway last week. So yeah, let's get into what we got going on with this week, man. AFC North again. AFC North fully represented in the house.
NFC.
I thought I said NFC.
You said A.
Damn it. I'm pretty much NFC. I'm sorry, guys. I thought I said
you good.
AFC North next week.
It is early, y'all. It's early, but 2-minute drill. We're gonna go ahead and get it going. We're gonna go ahead with our first one. PJ, you up first, Prataj. What you got?
All righty. Well, I'm going to start with the negatives. So the negatives is that the Chicago Bears have yet to be able to ever show that we can develop a quarterback. So although Caleb Williams is really, really good, we have yet to see if our organization can actually surround him in the quarterback room with the skills and the coaching that he needs to actually be successful in that role. We're still cold as well. USC, Oklahoma, very warm places. I'm excited to see him operate in the cold and see if he can actually do that. Hard Knocks. It's coming out on Tuesday. They decided to follow Chicago Bears. I don't know if you all have been watching Hard Knocks, but the last 3 teams that have been followed by Hard Knocks have not had a successful year. I'm not very excited about it. Not very excited about it at all. Will I watch? Yes, of course. It's Chicago. Am I excited? Not very excited. Let's go into the positives. Caleb, number 1 draft pick, Heisman winner, done well, great stats. Believe he's a great baller. I believe he's going to do good things. As a Chicago Bears fan, I'm optimistically cautious. We'll see what happens. He got some great weapons around him with Rome, Allen, Moore. DJ Moore just signed that 4-year max deal, one of the biggest deals in Chicago Bears history. Well-deserved for sure. We even added Simone Biles' husband to the defense there, so he can actually do a little something as well. So that's pretty good. We also kept our head coach, Eberflus, which we didn't know if we were or we're not going to do, but hey, he's still there. It's fine. And our defense has consistently gotten better over the seasons. Last season, I think we ended in probably top 12, top 15 of our defense as well. So I'm very, very excited for the Chicago Bears. I think we're going to have some exciting things to go into. But that's some of the biggest things that are happening in the Chicago Bears world.
My bad. Oh, my bad. Good job, PJ. Good job for sure, bro. Of course, a little bit more on. That was exactly 2 minutes. So you must have practiced that. But now, real quick, because I got to get the petty out of me. With first and foremost, DJ Moore. Shout out to DJ Moore, getting that contract. You felt like he was worthy of that contract. Tell us why.
For sure. I mean, I think he's consistently, he's played with about like 10 to 11 or 12 type of different quarterbacks and has consistently throughout his season put up good numbers. And so when you're thinking about the other wide receivers who are getting nice contract, who've had one or two quarterbacks who've been able to build over the seasons and get those stats, I mean, I think it's well deserved. And I think when you're seeing all the money that's being put out there, it's hard to not say that he doesn't deserve it.
Agree. I know a team that didn't want to give him the money, but so I'm just depressed, bro. I'm just depressed. I'm sorry.
I understand. I would be too if I was in your predicament.
So, Prataj, you mentioned the
nowhere
Bears.
Nowhere but up to. Just always remember, it's nowhere but up.
Yeah.
What's up, Sharky?
Yeah, you mentioned the Bears haven't. Of course, y'all haven't developed a quarterback pretty much.
Yeah.
I can't even think of the history. What difference? Why is Caleb Williams different from all the other quarterbacks previously?
So I don't know if he is, honestly, right? If I'm talking about myself, I don't know if he is. I mean, I think in Chicago, we're really realist. And so in our minds, it's like, we're just going to see what happens. And the same conversation was around Justin Fields. And there was a lot of contention in Chicago if we supported them trading Justin Fields. Even DJ Moore was an advocate to keep Justin Fields and keep the other weapons around him. So I think that they've done a good job in recruiting the coaches that's going to be able to come in to support him that he has already have a rapport with. I think that the OC coordinator has enough consistency that the system is something that he's going to be able to operate in. But with him not playing in any preseason games, we're really not going to be able to know until the lights are on. And that's when it's going to be time for action. I definitely think it's going to be a better year than next year, but not because of the quarterback specifically situation. I think it's the quarterback plus all of the different weapons that they put around that said quarterback, and also beefing up the O-line to a point, but still very, very lax, and even the O-line. And so the organization still needs to do better in protecting our quarterbacks and making sure that they have time to throw and scramble and do all those different things so that we can actually see Caleb Williams' skill set come to the forefront.
What side were you on in the Justin Fields trade?
I am wearing a Justin Fields jersey right here and now. So I think that personally that Justin Fields is good, right? I think that's what we're seeing with him winning the position in Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think that Russell Wilson was ever the conversation of him being like the franchise. I think he's had a good history, and I think he's like kind of just on his way out. Russell Wilson's a great person. He's a Hall of Famer. But like it kind of is what it is. But I think Justin Fields wasn't given the right tools just to succeed. And Chicago doesn't have a history of developing a good quarterbacks. And we also had coaching changes as well. So when you're talking about different systems and injuries, I mean, I just think that if we gave Justin Fields the same weapons, that we will go to a 10-game winning season, like I predict that we'll do this upcoming year. And I think that could have still happened with Justin Fields, and we could have saved some money as well and beefed up that O-line.
Let's get it. What y'all got? See here, you ain't got nothing, Mr. Petty Line.
Might say he ain't worried about the Bears.
I told you I had it. I told you.
You on mute. You on mute.
I was just waiting for everybody, you know what I'm saying, to get through their pitches and things of that nature. It's funny because one of the things I thought was a requirement of being here was to be a true fan, man, of the team. And it sounds like she has some questions and some real, you know what I'm saying, intrigue around that quarterback position. So I'm hey, you guys have had a hard time developing quarterbacks, so let's see if you can do it.
Hold on now. Real fandom is holding your team accountable.
Come on, Camille.
Like, fandom ain't just blindly following whatever they do. And she being real about them Bears. We have a Bear fan on Tech File, and I've heard him for the last 7 years about what they going through. Like she got it. She got it.
Mm-hmm. Either you believe or you don't. That's all I know. Either you believe or you don't.
I'm always delusional about Kobe Bryant, and that ain't even delusion. So,
you gonna make the playoffs, so you ain't. We ain't trying to do all that.
I think there's a
nickel and dime, mid-time, nickel and dime. I don't know nothing about that. You bossing up or not? That's what we want to know about. You know what I'm saying? You bossing up or not? What's going on, man?
Oh man,
I don't really want to talk about Boston because your man can't get off the bench without having a rally. So let's stick with I'm a Lakers fan. Let's not even get into Boston. That's a whole different.
Boston, Bossin, Bossin.
Clowns.
Up, baby.
Clowns.
You know what I'm talking about?
And let me just put it out here because I can officially say it. Let me just put it out here on the social media. I have a beef in the NBA, and it is with Jason Tatum's son, Deuce. I cannot stand that little boy. I cannot stand
So the Chicago Bears also signed Keenan Allen. They had a pretty good draft.
I just wanted to say that. We were talking about Boston. I just think about Jason Tatum.
The championship is there, though. Look at that beautiful Tatum jersey behind me. NBA champion. Deuce is a champion. That's all I got to say.
He is a champion.
Oh, man.
But that's all I got for the Bears, y'all. Y'all root for us. It's going to be a good year in the city. Chicago's very, very excited. I got my family's already looking to get box games and some looking to get some boxes and some suites, and tailgates are going on. So Chicago is excited just for sports in general. We're doing really well with our sports team. So we're excited for the upcoming season. We're excited for the team and what they're going to be able to do. And we're excited for the preseason to see even what our starters can be able to do, even with that 17-21 reign on the Hall of Fame game. Our bench people were showing some real promise there. So we're excited in Chicago, and we're ready for game one.
Love it. Any more questions, guys? PJ, amazing. Appreciate it. Next up, Justin, Mr. Tatum fan himself. I mean,
we in Minnesota now.
Let's be real on the Minnesota Vikings. Like I said, I would love to have a Super Bowl championship, but that's not going to happen anyway because supposedly we're on cusp with the Vikings never winning the championship and stuff. But the future is going to be kind of uncertain just because of the quarterback situation, because we got Casper, known as Sam Darnold, being the starting quarterback. But he's probably just going to do it most of the season. And, we got the rookie J.J. McCarthy coming from Michigan, a national champion himself, athletic talent. So they're going to be going back and forth. But it's good for him to watch Sam Darnold since he's a pro and been there, for a while and stuff. So to get J.J. to learn about the ins and outs of the offense and how to be in the NFL. Our wedding game wasn't that great last season. Thank God Alexander Madison went to the Raiders, so we picked up Aaron Jones for the Green Bay Packers, and hopefully he has a good season. He's a nice pickup in the one game that the offense would be more balanced because last season was more like the play action because they didn't trust the winning game and stuff like that. We had success in the play action and the catching and stuff, most of it will be turnovers and stuff like that. We still got the best receiver in the game in Justin Jefferson. He's going to do his thing. I love to see Jordan Addison going to step up in that number 2 spot or number 3 spot, be able to get more touches and stuff. Unfortunately, all the injuries that happened last year with Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson losing them and also losing TJ Hawkinson to a torn ACL. He's probably ain't going to be able to see the field much this season, but we'll very spectacle and hopeful that he'll get on the field. Christian Dorsett, one of the best young tackles in the NFL, getting his contract extended. I'm excited to see the improvement of the offensive line. We lost a lot of people last year. We lost Kirk Cousins. We lost Danielle Hunter, who was one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. But what they did was kind of beef up to a young type of team on defensively. Brian Flores, being able to change the defense identity and stuff. Last season, they were in the middle of the pack, but it was hard because the offense was really not that good. Getting Jonathan Grenard from Houston. He's gonna be something. Also getting Van Ginkel from Miami Dolphins, who has a connection with Brian Flores. And also getting Blake Cashman as a linebacker who had a really great season last year, who could have been an all-pro and everything. But signing him sneakily, that was a really good pickup. The secondary is not going to be that good.
Oh,
yeah, man, cut out.
We lost our guy.
That ain't on his senior, just because he's still in the studio.
The stream knew that the Vikings weren't gonna be that good anyway. So
I'm with him.
Did we just miss the rapture? What happened? Wait, Jesus
coming back. Jesus, we is it time?
Oh man, I'm giving him now, man, because I definitely had a couple.
There you go. Well, can't pop in there good.
Let's see.
put me back. Yeah, sorry about that. Somebody called me and stuff like that. It must have been like a Miami Heat fan that's talking crap about the Celtics. So I'm battling every day with that. So what I was saying was the secondary is not that good. Unfortunately, with that tragic loss of Kyrie Jackson in the that we drafted, we have a really nice draft class. With JJ McCarthy and also with Dallas Tono from Alabama, who's really athletic with the speed and power that he has and stuff. So he'll be like a rotational player. But yeah, losing Kyrie Jackson to that accident is unfortunate. But the future is uncertain, but it looks pretty bright. But, I wouldn't be, I'll just focus more on just like the rebuild. I think we're probably going to end up being a third or fourth place team. Not really high on them making the playoffs just because of the quarterback situation. But in terms of the Vikings, they're a lot of fun to watch just because they do things that's just like really different from other NFL teams. So that's what you're going to see from the Vikings this year. Probably a little bit more improvement right here. And we'll just have to wait and see.
All right, so I just have to do that math real quick. So, JP, you're one of the teams that actually pay a receiver $30 million, 35 annually to be exact. How do you feel about paying a wide receiver that much money?
Well, I mean, the receiver market was going up anyway, and Justin Jefferson, with the ability that he does, I'm very confident. He has the richest non-quarterback contract in NFL history and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm really confident in Justin Jefferson. Just with his skill set and everything. So I'm really totally fine with that. I'm just glad we didn't pay Kirk Cousins a lot of money and stuff like that. And he was able to go to Atlanta for a lot more money than what the Vikings was going to give him to be able to get some missing pieces in different positions. So I was glad that we didn't have to pay Kirk Cousins a lot of money, but I'm very confident and very happy that we paid Justin Jefferson because he's well deserved that money for what he's been able to do the past couple of seasons for the Vikings.
But do you think eventually, and I'd use the word eventually, that would translate into wins?
We just have to wait and see. It depends on that quarterback situation, like it depends on, Sam Darnold and what he's going to do, or, if JJ McCarthy I don't think JJ McCarthy is going to get thrown in the fire and all that. But, if he does, it just depends on the quarterback play. The receiving core, we used to have like one of the best receiving cores in the NFL. And, it's been on a decline, unfortunately, so, I think with the wins, it just depends on the quarterback situation. I feel like it's a little bit more balanced since we picked up Aaron Jones from Green Bay. So I'm very confident it can translate to wins. But at the same time, we just don't know because we don't know what type of quarterback play we're going to get from Sam Darnold and JJ McCarthy.
Cool. Speaking of, what made y'all pick Sam Darnold? Because screw Sam Darnold. To be the starting quarterback, I would have just gave JJ the keys and let the chips fall.
I just think with Minnesota, like you've seen, like there's a lot of different like schemes and options in terms of a rookie quarterback. Like Caleb Williams is going to get thrown in the fire in Chicago, so he's going to end up being the starter because. But I think in Minnesota's type of defense, they kind of wanted to get someone that knows the NFL game before and stuff like that. And Sam Darnold had like a decent type of maybe like one season he was playing decent and stuff. I just think, they just going to do the same thing like they did with someone like a Kurt Warner with the Rams, watching another pro go at it. And then once he got hurt or whatever happens, he got thrown into the mix. So I think it's just one of those situations that JJ just needs to watch and just knows the ins and outs as a quarterback in the NFL. And just being able to just like learn from Sam Darnold, and then because Kevin Connell was actually a quarterback, in the NFL, so he kind of understands what it takes, as a rookie quarterback and stuff. So just kind of just being careful so that we don't want to throw JJ into the fire and turn out to be just like a really awful pick or a bust and stuff. So we're just trying to be more careful in terms of that.
So.
Over under 5 starts for JJ McCarthy this season.
You talking about like 5 games he's going to start? Yeah. I'll say under. I'll say under, but it just depends if Sam Darnold is healthy. Now, if there was a case where Sam Darnold gets hurt and stuff and couldn't really play, and then JJ plays really well, it might be over that he might get more starts and stuff. But I just think for right now, they just want him to just watch and just learn, and then like a Patrick Mahomes type of situation in Kansas City, you know. So I think it would be just an under, but like I said, it just really depends on how healthy Sam Darnold is going to be, and if Kevin O'Connell, you know, thinks that Sam Darnold plays Will terrible on most of the games, and he just decides to put JJ in. So
it's a lot of faith in Sam Darnold, but okay.
I'm not confident in Sam Darnold. Trust me, like I'm not confident. I call him Casper for a reason. So he is a ghost.
Because I can definitely see a scenario where if y'all are starting off, let's say 1-2 or even 0-3 to start the season, I can see y'all, the fans, clamoring for JJ McCarthy at this point.
I just think, you know, the one thing about it is that I think with Minnesota, like, you know, they got the expectations, but it's like lower expectations. I think they're just more patient in the process. I don't think that like they're going to get impatient and just go ahead and throw JJ in as a quarterback starter and stuff like that. I just think they're probably just going to be more patient with JJ and try to get him to learn as much as he can before he gets into that starting position for Minnesota.
Okay.
So I have one question for you, JP. You spoke about Sam Darnold and JJ. How, in your opinion, how far behind do you think JJ is from Sam Darnold? Is this going to be a situation where, you know, even through the preseason where JJ can not close the gap, is he going to be, like you said, is the expectation for him to sit the entirety of the year?
Oh, that's a really good question. I don't think he's really that far behind and stuff like that. But, you know, with Minnesota's case, they want to put somebody with experience in that position to be able to that knows the NFL and knows how to be a pro. I don't think JJ, with his talent, he plays a lot different than what Sam Darnold brings to the table and stuff. So if there ever been a case scenario where, like I said, if Sam Darnold gets hurt, or if like Kevin O'Connell just finally just had enough with Sam Darnold, then they're going to put JJ in. But I think they're going to be patient with the process. So you might see JJ might get a couple starts and stuff like that maybe this season. But I don't think it's going to be like a lot, though. I just think he's just mostly just going to watch and just be able to just learn the ins and outs, like I said before, with Sam Darnold and with Kevin O'Connell and then the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
Cool.
Shit, we'll take 15 games, 16 games of Sam Darnold. Shit.
Of course.
Hey, I'm not confident, man. You know I'm not confident. So if y'all put us dead last, I'm fine with that. I'm just worried about the future and the rebuild right there right now. There's no NFL championship or playoffs right now in Minnesota right now. So
look, I'm gonna just say this. Been there, done that. How your boy JJ stretching, just ready for whenever.
Just whenever.
You
be ready.
Be ready. Be ready.
Hey, we had one more question from the comments. Is Kevin O'Connell on the hot seat this season?
I don't think he's in the hot seat this season. Now, because you know, 2 years ago he was in the playoffs, and then last season, unfortunately, with Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson's injury, you know, he only won I think it was 5 to 7 games. I don't really remember the count, but I don't think he's in the hot seat this season. Now, if it goes too well, they don't really have a great season and stuff, you might see him in a hot seat next season because, you know, a lot of organizations could be impatient because they want to win now and stuff like that. But, you know, I do trust the defense. You know, Brian Flores does an incredible job defensively and stuff like that. The offense is going to be a little bit better than they were last year. Like I said, I'm still uncertain about the quarterback situation, but you got a good running game with Aaron Jones, and then you got a nice receiving core, and then you ain't going to have your tight end, you know, most of the season. So I think in terms of Kevin O'Connell, I think he's fine, but if it goes left really badly, then you probably see him in the hot seat next season.
Cool. Any more questions? All right, good stuff. Well, speaking of hot seats, just my personal opinion, I can't wait to hear about it. Somebody should be in a hot seat for giving Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, and Joe Burrow money. Because what the hell is going out in Green Bay? I'm so happy we got somebody to explain that question. Camille, you are up. What you got for us?
Well, I mean, you already kind of queued it up for me to talk about that man, Jordan Love. But first and foremost on that contract, that is a big piece of it. One thing about the Green Bay Packers is since 1992, we have had consistent quarterback play with Brett Favre going into Aaron Rodgers and going into Jordan Love. And one thing with the Packers giving Jordan Love that contract is like they know what they're getting because they've seen him the last 3 years. We haven't seen him because he's been behind Aaron Rodgers, but they've been watching his development. And on top of that, too, it says it's a $220 million contract. But when you actually break down the numbers of what he's going to be getting paid, I wrote it down somewhere. In his first year here, this upcoming year, he's going to be the 49th highest paid player in the league. In the next year, he is going to be the 27th. In 2025, he's going to be the 21st highest paid player. And his cap figure and those numbers don't even exceed 40 million in those years. It's on to that last year of that contract when it's a $74 million cap hit. But you know, at that point with the Packers, what's going to happen in that last year is going to get extended again. And that money is not going to be paid out in that way. So like, yes, Jordan Love is on paper the highest paid quarterback, but like when you look at the numbers, like it's actually still really friendly for what Green Bay is building with their salary cap. So they should have paid that man. I'm glad they paid that man. It's all locked up and it's time to go. And in addition to that, this past offseason, the Packers had a couple of losses. We've already heard from the Vikings fan mentioning the fact that, Aaron Jones has followed in the footsteps of some other formerly spited Green Bay Packers heading over to Minnesota trying to get some revenge there. So hoping he's more Greg Jennings than Brett Favre. But with that, the Packers also released David Bakhtiari, who's been a long-term stay at that left tackle position for the Green Bay Packers. An offensive line play is something that the Packers have always invested in. So we'll be curious to see how that goes with Rasheed Walker stepping into that role full-time. The Packers also lost Devondre Campbell, who went to the 49ers, but in a very unlike the Packers way, they made a big free agent pickup this offseason with Xavier McKinney, making him a top 5 paid safety in the league. They also picked up Josh Jacobs, and the McKinney pickup is the really big one because the biggest offseason addition for the Packers wasn't even player personnel. It was firing Joe Barry as defensive coordinator. No more bend and break defense in Green Bay. Jeff Hafley is coming in, and he's looking to play a lot more aggressive. The Packers are moving from a 3-4 to a 4-3 defense. So it's a year where if the offense does what it did last year, when we saw at the end of the season, them growing together, them understanding, pair that with a defense that can actually get some takeaways because the Packers have been notoriously bad at generating takeaways under Joe Barry. So you get that going, and you're looking at a team that won 9 games last year that can win 11, 12 possibly if things break their way this year.
I like it. Kept it 2 minutes. Y'all doing y'all thing today, man. I can appreciate it. All right. So for me, Camille, it's still coming back to the original question, right? And I want to definitely hear your thoughts more into Jordan Love because to us, he is, I don't want to say a stranger, but we're still trying to figure out who this guy is. And to pay him that kind of money is pretty much to me saying that he's going to be a top 10 quarterback this season. And you can even answer that question. Do you think Jordan Love will be a top 10 quarterback this season? And then just kind of elaborate on why you think, like, again, he was worth this money. And we love your breakdown as well. Appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. I do think he's going to be top 10 quarterback this year. I mean, he finished last year number 2 in touchdowns on the whole season. That's after spending the first half of the season really trying to figure out how things were going to work. The offense didn't even look that great, to be honest with you, the first half of the season. But what you saw them develop, like, I get it. He makes the throws. Like, he just got it. Like, that sounds like simple, but like you watch him play, especially if you watch that playoff game he had against the Dallas Cowboys, where you're just like, he is understanding the game. He's able to like the growth that he had from beginning to end of the year, the little things, understanding like everything will have to be a home run play. Let me just take what's in front of me. And that's also one of the things about Green Bay's offense this year that I think a lot of people are sleeping on. And it's the fact that they don't have a true number 1 receiver, so to speak.
I was
where
just
it's
about
like,
to ask that.
You got Christian Watson, you got Romeo Doubs, you got Dontavian Wicks, like you got and you got Jalen Reed. In addition, you got the 2 tight ends with Kraft and Musgrave. Like they have 6 receivers right there that are going to be really, really big for them. And not having a number 1 receiver actually makes it a little bit difficult for other defenses to game plan against the Packers because there's no one target to take away. Jordan Love is just going to look to read the field and get this is the right pass to make, which, to be honest, at the end of the Aaron Rodgers tenure was a problem because there would be times where other guys are open, but he loves Devontae Adams so much that the ball is going to Devontae Adams no matter what. So Jordan Love, the progress you saw last season, in addition to that, just how they're building this offense. You lose Aaron Jones, who was a really big part of it. And I say this to our Vikings fan over here, like a young quarterback's best friend is a good running back. Yeah. Like you having Aaron Jones is actually going to be really beneficial, but the Packers getting Josh Jacobs, younger, he came off or a down year last year, but a lot of things were going wrong in Oakland, or not Oakland. That's still hard for me. In Vegas. Last year.
All right. I have my question, Ashley. So my guy Ryan in the comments actually literally took my question. Trevor Lawrence had a similar run 2 years ago as Jordan Love had last year. Last season, Trevor Lawrence everybody put him top 10. He got paid and he came back down to earth a little bit. Is there any fear that Jordan Love?
I mean, it's true.
I mean,
it's true. It is true.
It would be disingenuous for me to say there's no fear at all. You know what I mean? Like there's going to be some, but you just got to trust what you've seen on tape. What you're seeing in practice is going to translate as you go forward, because the reality of it is year 2 is going to be the hardest year for a young quarterback, because now there's tape on you. Now people understand exactly what your tells are, what you're looking to do. So like it's definitely going to be a big prove it year for Love, without doubt. But I have faith in it in large part because of the organization. Like the Green Bay Packers have been doing this at a very high level when it comes to quarterback evaluations. And one might say, well, like, I mean, you've only really started like 3, including Love, since 92. But the reality of it is they also have drafted quarterbacks who went on to, if not be great backups, starting elsewhere, like Hasselbeck, where it's like the Packers just have a certain way that they do things when it comes to how they evaluate. They even have a whole draft strategy called the Packers Way, where at certain positions, they look for certain qualifications. If you don't have it, they're not even looking at you on their draft board. And that's for every position, because the Packers have been such a draft and develop team since the 90s. And that's their bread and butter. So part of it is me having faith in the organization because it's what they do and they have a good track record at it.
So basically what I hear is y'all way better at doing what Chicago can't do. That's basically what I didn't heard at all.
I knew you was going to try to bring
Listen, I mean, that's what I heard. Trying to do what the Packers do.
I'm just saying. That's what I heard. She said
it's a lot of teams trying to do what the Packers do. We just saw the Falcons get killed in the draft for doing what the Packers do and taking the quarterback in the first round. They know
Shout out to them. Shout out to them. Freaking idiots. Camille, I do have a question. So of course you said Jordan Love will or expected to kind of be a top 10 quarterback. Of course, my question is fantasy wise, who should I guess I be, if I'm in that position, who should be his first, I guess, option to look at? Who's his number one? I know you said they don't have one, but again, number one fantasy person right here.
No, I feel it.
Who should I pick?
I'm going to tell you right now, you draft a Green Bay wide receiver at your own risk because it is not going to be consistent. It's going to be one of those things like 1 week it's Watson, 1 week is Dobbs, like it's going to change a lot. And I would honestly tell people, do not draft a Green Bay wide receiver high. If you get one, like it's going to be good value because, it's going to come to them. But like this could be a season where there's just a bunch of 800-yard receivers. No one cracks 1,000 and that hierarchy isn't established. But if you put me on the spot, say give you one, the one I would give you is Romeo Dobbs because there's a trust that's already been developed between Love and Dobbs where he feels like if it's a one-on-one, I'm going to give Dobbs a chance to go up and get it. And he trusts that he's going to come down with it.
Yep. Great.
Yeah,
beautiful answer. Appreciate that.
I have another one. So y'all coach Matt LaFleur. In my opinion, I ain't gonna say he chokes mostly, but I feel like y'all blow playoff games. Aaron Rodgers a couple years ago, y'all lost to Tampa Bay. Tom Brady, I think, threw 3 picks, but y'all didn't take advantage of any of the 3 picks and lost the game. Then last year, y'all basically had the 49ers beat, and it was ready. I was ready for a Green Bay Detroit rematch in the NFC Championship game, man. Literally, Jordan Love threw the pick. So, where is your belief in Matt LaFleur to actually get y'all over the hump when the time comes?
My belief in Matt LaFleur is still good, assuming that he finally hits on a defensive coordinator. That's been the biggest problem for the Packers. And I would say a secondary one is the special teams unit, which as him being the head coach, you oversee all of that. I don't care who the actual special teams coordinator is. Like you have seen that this unit for year in and year out has been bottom of the league. And that's honestly the phase of this team that gives me the most pause, even with the whole defensive scheme being revamped this year. It is actually special teams for the Packers that makes me the most worried because Anders Carlson, the rookie kicker that they drafted last year, which I was like, why are we drafting this particular kicker at this particular point in the draft, given the fact that he wasn't even that accurate in college? He is somebody who missed a lot of extra points last year. He missed some very big kicks for the Packers. And if you're a team looking to really contend, especially in the division now where the Lions are good, like the Lions should be, in my opinion, still seen as the favorites in the NFC North. I think the Packers can push them, but I think the Lions should be seen as the favorite. And if you are that close, then you need to make sure that your kicker is going to be able to do their job. And honestly, if Matt LaFleur and company cannot figure out the kicking situation and special teams, that will be the biggest like knock on him, in my opinion. Offense, I don't worry about him because offensive mind, he got that. If the Halfley hire is right, this is going to be good. But special teams, not much has changed on those fronts. So like what improvement are we going to see from special teams is really what I'm looking at Matt LaFleur. Like you have to do something.
Let's get it. Love it. Anything else, guys? All right.
Everything I need that.
You all will not be there.
I appreciate that.
November 17th. It's not happening. We'll see you at 12 o'clock. Is
that the one in Chicago or Lambeau?
That's the one in Chicago.
That one y'all might get, but y'all ain't getting the one in Lambeau to end the season.
I disagree. I think we're gonna both actually. I think by that time
we'll put some money on that.
Yeah, we'll be in the group. We're not gonna lose week 11 and then we're
gonna be a we can put some money down on that.
She made it rain too. She didn't
count it. No way the Packers go 0-2 against the Bears this year.
Absolutely. This is definitely the year. They all definitely happening. Great take.
Hope y'all.
Please come down. All y'all come down. You know, we're gonna have a box and do some tailgating. Come on down.
No, listen, I know how Packer fans get treated in Chicago. My grandpa is a Chicagoan. Like I ain't wearing them colors down there. I ain't getting.
We got a few cousins in the family that we don't. We keep that family group those times, so it is what it is.
Oh man, I appreciate you, Camille. Great job. Before we go on, of course, we just hit 100 people in our 100 viewers. I'm sorry, so please make sure y'all subscribe if you haven't already. Got this incredible content going, but to round it all off, it's time for that big dog. Cousin, shout out to CN, represent the Lions. 2 minutes on the clock, my guy. Let's get it.
Hey man, listen, man. Again, thank you guys for having me, man. It's been a great panel. I think my divisional brethren have done a great job breaking down the division. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm excited about my team, no doubt. You know, it's Detroit all day, but I'm really excited about this whole division, man. I ain't gonna lie. Chicago, I like Caleb. You know, I think he's a great player. When you look at Shane Waldron and what he brings to that table, he's from the Sean McVay tree. I think when you look at the weapons that they have around, maybe Ryan Poles didn't believe in Justin, but he believes in Caleb and he believes in building it up around him. So I think they're going to be a tough team. When I look at Minnesota, what the defensive coordinator has done over there has been tremendous. Yeah. JJ walks into a situation where, I mean, it's ready-made. Receivers are there. Offensive line is solid. I don't know who's going to play tight end this year, but it's a solid situation for a young quarterback. And I think if JJ gets under center, he can get you guys at least to about 7 or 8 wins. Green Bay, very, very strong team, as Camille touched upon, did some good things in the offseason. I think Jacobs is a wonderful move, as she pointed out. A young, solid running back, 3-down running back is very, very, very key for a young quarterback. In terms of Love, you know, sometimes it's about, you know, not what you do, but when you do it. You know what I mean? They sat him for 3 years, and that's just how it is. But his contract year, he took a team, you know, to the playoffs and was knocking on the NFC Championship game. So therefore, he deserves to be paid. We saw Daniel Jones do something similar to that, and he got paid. So, you know, the time is for these mid-round quarterbacks to get paid. Goff got paid too. You know what I'm saying? I think he's better than all these boys, but he's making less. And hey, that's just what it is. I really feel like the mid-range of the quarterbacks got reset. And when the big boys come back around, the Jacksons and the Mahomes, then we're going to see another resetting for that top tier of quarterbacks. But with all that being said, I'm excited about this division. I think everybody in this division can win at least 7, 8 games. So it's going to be a really, really exciting division. And they've done a wonderful job. They just ain't did what Brad did. That's all. That's the only problem I see with these other teams. They just ain't did what Brad did. When you talk about free agency, we went out and got DJ Reader to add to the second ranked run defense in the league, not just the division, not just the NFC, in the league. So we strengthened that part of our defense. Our biggest Achilles heel was our secondary. Went out and got Carlton Davis the third, and not free agency, made a trade for him. Also added Terry and Arnold and Ennis Rickerstraw to help in that back end. So again, we've kind of revamped that secondary, if you will. We've got some guys who are, you know about Panay Sewell, you know about Amon-Ra St. Brown, you know about Frank Ragnow, but we got some guys who are still getting better. We got guys like Brian Branch, played in the nickel last year, 77 tackles, 14 pass breakups, 3 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, only in that capacity. Now he's going to be playing safety for us. What happened in that San Francisco game, they went with some bigger personnel, was able to get him off the field because he was our nickel guy. We didn't have that playmaking guy out there. Now we're going to put him in a safety position and allow him to make more plays out there. Jack Campbell, 18th pick for us last year, had a solid rookie year, but didn't really stand out. Couldn't push Alex Anzalone off the field. We're hoping that he takes a step forward for us this year. Offensively, you heard about the running backs. I think Jameer Gibbs still has another level that he can get to. And again, he's sharing the backfield with with David Montgomery. So just imagine if he gets a few more touches in our offense and what he can do. Jamison Williams, a guy drafted 12th 2 years ago, only 355 yards receiving right now. So he right now is on the I don't want to say he's on the line to being a bust. I think he's had some injuries and he had to deal with the suspension. But with that being said, he's having an outstanding offseason, looking to be a very, very, very impactful player on this offense. And again, if you add a pass catcher to Amon-Ra, who's coming off over 100 catches and 1,500 yards, Laporta with over 80 catches and 800 yards, and you get a guy like Jamison to make any type of addition to that offense, it makes us even that much more dangerous. So again, I love what our division has done. It's going to be an extremely exciting division. I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk. Green Bay is coming back with the improved team. They have a second place schedule. Detroit, I think, is coming back with the improved team. We have a first place schedule. That may correlate to a better team, but may not necessarily correlate to a better record. But with that being said, it's going to be a dogfight. And I do expect us to end up where we ended up last year as the Kings of the North and contending for a Super Bowl champion.
I love it. Ryan kind of
don't stretch out, PJ. You've been resting. Don't stretch out, PJ.
I'll sum this question up, see him, but Brian pretty much asked what I was going to ask. It's like you guys are finally at a spot now where teams are going to take you more serious. Teams are they want to beat the Lions, not just because they don't want to be, the Lions to be the first ones to beat them anymore, but now y'all are the hunted. So how do you think the Lions would handle that?
That was my question.
Yeah. I think
a little freezing going on. I understand. You said that we are the hunted, and how we're going to deal with that.
Yeah, how y'all going to deal with it, bro?
That's a good question, and I think that it's key that this young team, relatively young team, definitely prepared themselves for that. I think what has been key for us is that we did add some guys like Carlton Davis Jr., a guy who's a veteran in this league, who's been to the mountaintop with the Tampa Bay, almost said the 49ers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Played in big games and understand what it is to be the hunted, and have that, that playoff experience and just coming back and doing it again, not being a flash in the pan. And with that being said, I think teams are still hunting us, but I think there's still a little bit of tad of disbelief. I think there's still a little bit of folks saying that we don't know if this is real. Okay, they had the one playoff year. They've done that before too. They've been a flash in the pan before. Now, can they build something that is sustainable? And I think that folks really, really deep down, they like us. It's a good feel-good story. Then we can relate to a lot of the league. We ain't won the championship before. We've been downtrodden for a long, long time. And that storyline plays well with a lot of different teams in the league. And a lot of folks see a lot of ourselves in them, but they don't really believe. So that's okay. And I would like it that way. I don't want us to, to lose our hunger. I want us to be humble, hungry, and go take it wherever it is. If it's in San Francisco, if it's in Green Bay, if it's in Dallas, go ahead and go take what's ours, man. And that's just what I feel.
What's the ceiling on Aiden Hutchinson? Because, I played defensive end in high school and college. What's the ceiling of Aiden? How good could he really be for y'all and the NFL in general? Because I love watching them play.
Some of those guys like Aiden Hutchinson, Panay Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown, to me, the ceiling is endless. These guys have a high skill level, and they also have a high work ethic. One that's really not been seen consistently around these parts. So to me, he has unlimited potential. You know what I mean? I don't want to say TJ Watt because we haven't quite seen that type of, production, but I can't immediately rule it off the table because he is a baller. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I see you over there, but I got to go back and look at TJ Watt's, numbers the first 2 years. Maybe they're comparable, maybe not. But I think that he definitely has a top 5, top 10 pass rush upside. And again, it's going to be, contingent on him continuing to do the work, and that's helping him out, giving him a little bit of a pass rusher on the opposite side of him.
All right, I'm just gonna be bold with this. So
come on, Cuzzo. What you got for me, Cuzzo?
All right. So we just heard, of course, when we were talking about Green Bay, how Matt LaFleur has a chance of choking away games, and you guys were pretty much one fluke play away from being in the Super Bowl. Would I be crazy to say that the Lions are the best team in the NFC?
No, you wouldn't be crazy. If you know what I'm saying, we would be probably on the same page. But with that being said, we got to go out. I understand that, teams like San Francisco, people like saying they're the best because they continuously be there and they falter in the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl. Until we become that team, I'm okay with folks saying that we're not that team. But on paper, when you look at it, roster for roster, we're one of the best rosters, put together in the NFC, no doubt, maybe in the NFL. And I'm very confident in rolling this roster out every Sunday and playing whoever's on the schedule.
I mean, there's a reason why I got the 4th best Super Bowl odds, I think, in the entire NFL. I think the only team in the NFC that's before the Lions is the 49ers. So.
Yeah, we'll see. It's a lot of pressure. We haven't been in this position before, and I'm eager to see how we handle it. And again, it won't be easy. Again, I got a lot of respect for, the other teams in the division. A lot of respect for what they did this offseason. And again, it's going to be an extreme. When I say the NFC North, probably is going to be the most exciting division in the NFL. I mean that to my heart. I know the AFC North, they're going to be the most competitive. But when you look at some of the exciting young players that are in, and old players that are in the NFC North, man, offensively, defensively, skill position wise, there's a lot of talent, man. There's a lot of talent, man, in the NFC North.
So
I'm not buying it. Let me give respect where respect is due, right? Because Chicago is so close to Detroit that when Chicago loses, we defer to support the Detroit Lions. Okay, so I cannot act as if I didn't support Detroit. I wanted them to go well because Chicago's out, and we will never support the Green Bay Packers. So I mean, for that, we give them kudos for doing what they did, but it's definitely a bust. It's definitely a fluke. Detroit is not like that. They've never been like that. They're not going to be like that. Detroit has always been the little cousin of Chicago. They've always wanted
the ones we talking about. Y'all hear this?
They've always wanted to be like us.
I got to clip this. We in the NFC Championship next year. I want this clip.
And that's just not happening. That's just not happening. You all did very well with the playoff run. You all did very well last year, but the other teams in the conference weren't really at full strength. And now we're going to see a full and strengthened NFC against these Detroit Lions that continuously slow out when the pressure gets to them. And now you all have pressure on a different type of level that I don't think you all are going to be able to handle, because you've never been able to handle anything pressure-wise. Because what is in Detroit? Nothing. Hopes and dreams. And what happens to a dream is deferred. But we'll see you in Chicago December 22nd. We'll send you all home for Christmas and put that on your list for New Year's to beat us for the next year.
Listen, PJ, let me tell you something, PJ. I respect everything that you said. And you know what? It's a very heated game between Detroit and Chicago. It's a great rivalry. I love pulling up in the city and gonna get me some Harold's. Go give me some Portillo's, you know what I'm saying?
I know you're going to eat our food. I know. I get it.
But it's friendly, though. Y'all not, I hear what y'all saying. And you may even win that game December 2nd, 22nd. But guess who ain't going to be home for the holiday?
Right.
We're not going to be home for the holiday.
Let me just put out here that the Green Bay Packers
and also the Detroit Lions record trying to figure out how to get better. I'm with you, though.
I just want to put that out there. That right here and now, they're already saying that we are going to win when we play them at home. So, I mean, that already lets me know that you all know that we're going to be better. But I know.
You got to be better. You can't be nowhere. You got to be better.
We're going.
Yeah, if y'all don't win at least 7 games again next year, like That's one thing about Bears fans. Like in the offseason, I hear y'all a lot.
8 to 9 wins. 8 to 9 wins.
I think we hit 10. I think we hit 10, but we got to get it off the chest.
Well, wait a minute.
We'll wait till prediction.
It's coming up.
We'll get it. Yeah, we'll get
it. Let's get it started.
Let's go get it started.
I'm sorry.
No, just get it started. Y'all started.
All right, so we'll of
it's
course
the tequila and rose lime. Excuse me.
Already, goodness great. I guess it is Saturday morning. Happy brunch. So this is what we do our NFC division prediction. Camille, you say you had to leave in a minute, so we definitely want to start off with you. We'll go around into the Prataj, Trail, Shark, and me. Give us your prediction for the division.
Just like the order we finish in.
Yeah, what do you finish? Yeah. You got first, last, all that.
I am going to go. Honestly, I think the division finishes the exact same way it finished last year, but the records are better. I think it goes Detroit, Green Bay, Chicago, Minnesota, with both with both Green Bay and Detroit making it into that playoff run there. I think the Packers also, they won 9 games last year. Yeah. They won at least 10. Yeah. I want to say 11. Like, I feel like 11 games, 11-6, maybe 12-5 is somewhere where the Packers can finish. But I'm expecting big things from Detroit, in large part because Ben Johnson didn't desert y'all like I thought he would. If Ben was gone, I would have had Green Bay number 1, but I respect Ben.
I'm standing with you, Camille, like I'm standing with Kamala.
All right.
It's your go, see.
You know what? Again, I'm excited about the division, man. I think for real, on some real stuff, my hot take is that we're going to produce, the NFC North is going to produce 3 playoff teams. So yes, PJ, Chicago, if they get their stuff together, yes, they could possibly sneak in with 10 wins. Again, I'm excited about some of the upgrades they made up defensively. I do like Shane Waldron on the offense, but again, I think we are the class of the division. I think it's going to be tight. I'm going to give us an 11-6 record. I think Green Bay, there's very possibly that we may have to beat Green Bay in the division by tiebreakers, if you will. But I'm going to predict 10-7 for them, 10-7 for Chicago. No, you know what? PJ done pissed me off. She ain't believing the quarterback. She ain't give him no love. She said they ain't developed a quarterback in 40 years. And I'm trying to give him some love. She said she don't even know. She wearing just the number 2. 9-8 for them. 9-8 for them. 9-8 for them. They in the battle, though. They in the battle for the playoff spot. I'm going to tell you, Minnesota, the quicker you put JJ under center, and I may be biased, I'm a Michigan fan, but the quicker you put JJ McCarthy under center, I think that gives you the best chance to win. Let him work it out. Let him get used to those weapons. I think you guys get 7 wins this year. But again, Chicago and Minnesota would not surprise me if they both exceeded 8 wins this year, and we have everybody over 8 or 9 wins in the division. I can't believe more than PJ though. I can't believe more than PJ though. It's a rule of thumb.
I believe more than that, brother. But it's okay. We'll see.
Let me see.
Let
me see. JP looked frozen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you good? Yeah, you good.
Sorry about that. I think the NFC North is going to be probably the most competitive division in the NFL because, all 4 teams got a lot better. Who cares about the NFC East and all that? I think the Detroit Lions is going to be the best team in the NFC North. I hate to say it last year, but, they've proven it time and time again. Jared Goff's play with St. Brown, Aiden Hutchinson, and the crew. So they're going to be the best in that division. So they're going to be number 1. Number 2 is Green Bay. Green Bay came on really late and went into the playoffs and impressed a lot of people with Jordan Love's play. I love the receiver duo of Dobbs and Watson. The defense wasn't that great, even though we had expectations of how great the defense was last season before the season even started. And since y'all fired our defensive coordinator, the defense is going to improve a lot. So Green Bay is going to be number 2. They're going to battle that with Detroit. Chicago, I think they're going to make a leap over Minnesota this year at that number 3 spot based on how well Caleb Williams is really going to play. But I love the moves that they made this offseason, and I'm excited to see Chicago play and hopefully, can change that franchise around. I'm talking about Caleb Williams. So they're going to be number 3. And my Minnesota Vikings, I hated to say it, but they're going to be last in that division, though. Just like you said, just the quarterback play just depends on, because the future is very uncertain for Minnesota right now in the rebuilding stage right now. But we got like a lot of great, moves that we did in the offseason and, putting into this team. But it depends on the play of Sam Darnold. And, maybe J.J. McCarthy might get a chance to play. We just don't know. I think Minnesota's going to be patient in the process, but they're going to be last in the division. So.
All right. IP.
I believe the Bears win the Super Bowl. You see how dumb that sounds? That's how dumb Steve wanted me to sound when talking about the Bears. That's how delusional he wanted me to sound when talking about my beloved Bears. Okay, that's not going to happen specifically this season. Okay, but what is going to happen is we're going to jump in the rankings for sure. We're going to finally hit our 4,000 passing yards for our quarterback for sure. We're going to hit 10 games for sure. We're going to beat Green Bay. We're going to beat Detroit as well, at home as well. And Caleb Williams is going to have a rock-out year as well. So I just think in general, Chicago is going to have a much better year this year. That's going to really set us up for the next 2 to 3 years. I don't know specifically. I do think we make the playoffs for sure. I don't know how far we go off in those playoffs because I think hitting the playoffs alone will be a shake to the city. But also when things start shaking, man, things start falling. When things start falling into place. And so you just never know. In the NFL, especially with injuries and things like that. I've been excited to kind of hear Caleb kind of talking to Brady, non-political side Brady, about what he's doing to keep his body in mind and dieting and stretching and things like that, and following up some of the Brady techniques. And so I think that that along with his personality and the way that Caleb has kind of hit the team and shown himself a leader amongst the men on the team, even some of those veterans, I think that they have a really good rapport right now. And I think overall, Chicago's going to be one of the most exciting teams to watch in the NFC because of all of the new changes and additions and the hype surrounding them. I'm just prayerful and hopeful that we do not have a hard knocks journey, that after our show, we have an injury on the first game and the air down the balloon. But I think we're going to have a great year. I think it'll be a great year for Chicago in sports. And I predict us winning all those big rivalry games for sure.
You got y'all going first and second in the division.
I'll do a humble second. I won't disrespect Detroit enough. I think Saint, I think the whole conversation around him and his yardage and him being cheated from one of the teams there. I think when teams have a little bit of spite and a little vice and a little ego involved and stuff, I think you always have a little bit of a get back, but that get back isn't with Chicago. So I think Detroit just has had a good last 2 years and have just been continuously going up. But I think we're gonna be right behind them. JP, you over there? I'm JP.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be a good year. I think the NFC is gonna be exciting, more exciting than the AFC for sure. Much less predictable, and I think that gives us the upper hand.
Bears ain't beat the Packers since 2018.
I know.
First of all, I wasn't gonna say nothing, Camille, but she was definitely disrespecting you. She said she wasn't gonna disrespect Detroit, but she was disrespecting Green Bay on the low. You said yourself. You know what I'm saying? But we here for it though. We here for all the disrespect.
You said it. Camille, you said it. Y'all are probably gonna win that game.
Y'all can get one. Y'all ain't getting two.
So what are we talking about? We're going to win the one.
Y'all ain't going to win the division.
We're a humble second. That means somebody got to be in third and fourth. And it wasn't.
It's going to be us. It's not going to be us.
It ain't going to be us either.
Well, I don't know.
Hey, Tab, there it is. You got to against each other. There it is, baby.
That was a very respectful female banter, as females always respectfully.
Not to have Flip. But now Camille, she has like a hard out in like 5 minutes, a couple minutes actually. So Camille, thank you so much for coming on. We definitely want to let you give your social media out to the people so they can follow you and tap in.
Yeah, for sure. On social media, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Camille Monet, CamilleMonae. And if you want to follow the sports podcasting work that I do, Monday through Friday, I'm a co-host on Locked On Bucks, talking everything Milwaukee Bucks. So you can catch me there 5 times a week. We're in the off season now, so 3 times a week there. In addition to that, the Technical Foul podcast, we release episodes once a week. We talk NFL, NBA, and WWE pro wrestling news. So check that out if you are a fan of that, especially with SummerSlam happening today. And on the Packer side of things, I'm on the Pack-A-Day podcast every week on the audio side. And then I do with Cheesehead TV, Carry the Gym, G and MKE as the season starts. We'll be getting back into that soon. So 4 different shows right now. And that might grow. So follow me on socials to keep up with all of that.
Yeah. Appreciate you. You and straight grandma over there. Appreciate it.
Hey, look. Whenever y'all do this post SummerSlam show, let me know because
it's gonna be on Tuesday, my good sir.
Our tribal chief is returning, so just this.
There we go.
I got you.
There we go.
And I don't know if you tap in with other podcasts, but don't listen to me on 3 the Hard Way when I talk about my hate for the Bucks. We appreciate you being on the podcast. No, we really appreciate you coming on for
sure. I thank y'all for having me.
For sure.
All right, see y'all.
All right,
good deal.
Trev, it is on you, my brother. Let's round this out so we can go ahead and finish the rest of
All right. I really have sat here and enjoyed y'all talk about the NFC North and things of that nature. As a guy whose division is basically the same direction but on the other side of the conference. I don't like y'all saying that y'all gonna be the most competitive division in football.
Exciting.
Not even exciting or competitive. That still resides with the AFC North because we're going to beat up on each other. That happens every single year. But if there's anyone that I feel that could do something similar to what the AFC North does, it's you guys with the NFC North. I do believe that you guys could potentially get 3 teams in the playoffs, just like the AFC North did last season. There is potential to – I'm not going to say your whole division is going to have a winning record, but it'll be close. The division will be much better than it was in years past. So at the top spot, obviously, I have the Detroit Lions. I just think they look like the class of the NFC North as of right now. I'll keep them at 12-5. I think they mimic that same record from last year. Green Bay, in my opinion, will not be too far behind. I got them at – I'm actually going to give them 2 more wins than last season. I got them at 11-6. I think those 2 will probably fight for the division, but I think ultimately Detroit pulls ahead. Chicago is going to have a much, much better year. I wouldn't be surprised if they won 10 wins, but just for right now, I'm going to give them 9-8. And which will most definitely put them in the it'll put y'all in the hunt for the playoff spot looking at the rest of the NFC. I'm just going to keep it a bean. And I'm with C-Hen when it comes to the Vikings. The sooner y'all put JJ out there, I think the better you guys will look. But I got y'all just at the bottom, but not – I'll say I'll give y'all the extra win y'all had last season. So I got y'all at 8-9.
I'll take it.
Yep. All right, Chuck, what you got?
All right. Got Detroit. I do believe it's real. I know Dan Campbell is, he's a polarized figure. He takes chances. I actually appreciate it for that. I'm actually cool with that. Sometimes he needs to chill a little bit. Just a little bit.
I love it.
Just a little bit.
I do love it.
Just a little bit. Sometimes he goes a little too far, but hey, I love it. Like y'all said. So I got them finishing first. Kind of almost in the last year. I got Green Bay pretty much number 2 and Chicago 3, but I got them. Depending on how NFC shake, they are probably in the playoffs. I think whoever don't win the division between the Eagles and Cowboys will be the other team that have. Then possibly 3 teams in the North. The Bears probably be in the run-in with the Rams. And I think maybe if the Cardinals improve way over. But potentially 3 teams in. And Minnesota, it's a rebuild. I don't. Sam Darnold, he can always have that ghost label. What happened with him in doing
it's coming.
And I'm not believing JJ McCarthy anyway, but I would, in my opinion, I just go ahead and throw him out there. But I understand it.
Give me 1 second. Let me double check on something. Okay, so pretty much mine is, of course, number 1, Detroit Lions. Number 2, I'm actually going to go with the Chicago Bears, not just because PJ is right here. That's my sister. But I think that they set up Caleb Williams to have a very, very successful rookie year. Chicago got the number 1 pick, not because they were the worst team in the NFL. It's because the worst team in the NFL don't know what the hell they're doing in their front office, but that's neither here and there. So I think they literally set them up. I think that Keenan Allen coming to the Bears is a huge underrated free agent pickup. I can't pronounce the rookie that they just got. Forgive me.
Wrong.
Wrong.
That's a lot of people's favorite player, and a lot of people's favorite player for a reason. So I think offensively, the Bears should be a lot better. I think defensively, they were right there outside of the top 10. So I think the Bears could actually shock the world. I got them at about 9 wins. I got them at 9 wins. I got Detroit at 11. I got Green Bay at 8. And I think there is a universe where actually Green Bay and Chicago are tied. I see it. It could happen. But still about that 9-8 win game range. And of course, Minnesota. I got y'all at 5 wins, but because I think that I'm somebody that played chess and not checkers. If I'm gonna pay Justin Jefferson $100,000 million, I need a quarterback for us to be able to do that with him. I think the best bet would be to go ahead and, in a way, tank, but try to get the best upcoming quarterback in this year's draft. And I think you'll set yourself up better in the future if you were to do that, rather than try to lean on Sam Darnold. And of course, if JJ's the man, then you can nullify everything I just said. But I just got to say, if JJ's the man, rather than, an actual top talent quarterback coming into the organization. And the best way to do that is to tank. So unfortunately, brother, I don't have y'all winning 8, 7, 6 games, but I could be wrong.
You got Minnesota. You got Minnesota taking QBs in back-to-back drafts. Sheesh.
I mean,
that's interesting.
That's interesting. You got
it's that, but you started.
Arizona did it.
Arizona did it, and then
I get Arizona.
Yeah, but Rosen, we saw what Rosen was. That warranted. Rosen definitely warranted that pick.
Same thing. You better say same thing gonna be McCarty.
Right. I still like hold that L for what I say about Josh Rosen.
My thing is, if you got JJ with such a high pick, and yet you're starting Sam Darnold, I think that's kind of an issue. But again, let JJ lose. That'll be free, and we'll see.
Pretty high, and they
hold on.
Adam Smith.
JJ got. So let me ask you this. Let's take it off of JJ. So how about New England and Drake May? Is that you have the same feeling about him as well? Because it looks like Jacoby's going to be starting over there.
Nah, Joe. It ain't be Joe. It's gonna be Joe.
I'm gonna tell y'all this, my brother, my actual real life brother will be on the podcast when we talk about the Patriots, and I will ask him that because I don't know no damn Drake May. I think we disown Drake for the rest of the year.
It's gonna be Joe.
What you mean, man? I thought you was Carolina. What you mean?
It could be like Atlanta, Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix.
Oh man. We'll see. I got extra brother, man. I can't answer that, unfortunately.
It's like the Atlanta situation with Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix Jr.
Shout out to Atlanta. Keep messing up. We need that. So that's it for this episode, man. Thank y'all again so much for coming. It was definitely explosive, like we predicted, even when we thought about having each of y'all on. So I appreciate it. PJ, go ahead and let the people know where we can follow you since you are the superstar. And we know your number's going up, and we just go around the room, man.
Definitely just another person on here just trying to give my comments and conversations, but I appreciate the platform. I appreciate the conversation. I'm Prataj the brand, Prataj the brand, and all social media platforms. Follow me. Don't try to follow me on Twitter. I don't let people follow me on Twitter because Twitter is a very safe space for me. But Instagram, TikTok, I'll see y'all there. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate that.
Of course. See you here, big dog.
What's going on, man? Again, thank you guys for having me, man. I think this is our 3rd year, and every year my Lions have gone on to greater success. So if that holds true this year, we will be going into a Super Bowl this year, and we're going to hope that holds true. So we're going to toast to that. Definitely. Definitely can find me on Twitter, Twix, X, whatever you want to call it, at CHen313. Also, the host and producer of the Fellas Present Sports Rap, which is a weekly podcast I do on Spotify. And I'm also 1/3 of the Enters the Lab podcast, which is normally on Thursday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be our normal show time during the season. But again, things are subject to change. We just had a show yesterday on Friday. So definitely check us out. That streams again, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Thursdays on the Red Zone DC Media channel, as well as on Twitter or X Live.
Let's get it. JP, appreciate it, brother.
Hey, thank y'all for having me. It was a great show, great panel that talked about the teams. I feel like I'm just the oddball out because I'm a basketball guy and stuff like that. Don't have the NFL experience and everything. But you can find me on YouTube and TikTok and Facebook. It's just JP. YouTube, I'm getting close to 100K. TikTok almost to 50K. Facebook almost to 20K. And also on Instagram too as well at the official It's Just JP. Been getting a lot of love from a lot of different celebrities and tons of my reels and stories that I'll be putting out too as well. So I'm blessed and thankful for my platform. And then if you want to follow me on my personal page on Twitter at JPFranchise57, I do a lot of stuff there with Hoop Spaces and some other people too as well. So that's where you can find me.
JP, you are not the only hoops head in this weird football world. I promise you that.
Hey,
appreciate it.
Before we give our spiel, I want to give everybody flowers, all our guests today, because like JP, all your TikTok videos and Instagram reels that be hitting damn near 1 million viewers and stuff. That's killer. Prataj, you've been killing it. I know you since college, been killing it. I've been seeing your content. Same. CN, killing the podcast game. Camille, she doing like 4-5 shows. Like, we had some superstardom here today for real.
We showed it, man. We showed it.
Yeah, that's love, Shark. Where can the people follow you, Cap? We'll go ahead and sit you here.
Of course, at the DAONE_P Shark. Like I said, kicking my feet up, enjoying football, chilling until the Grizzly season began. Can't wait to cover this season. Should be an interesting one, but kicking my feet up while I got this little 2-month break before training camp and media day.
Yeah. And of course, Trev.
Yeah, I'm at the Art of Trevor on Twitter. Of course, is a preposition, so you know what not to do with it. I hope I did a pretty decent job talking about the Lions, so I don't get in trouble with my wife. I'm at the Art of Trevor on Twitter. Let's Be Real Gaming is about to be in full force. So just stay tuned.
Of course. If all minds are clear, let's get on out of here, man. Of course, make sure y'all tap in, subscribe. If you ain't 111 people, make sure you subscribe, like, and continue to comment, engage with us. We'll definitely comment back. Make sure y'all tap in with the other pods. 3 the Harder Way will be recording on Monday, so make sure y'all rock with us. Shout out to the Jeans Report. Make sure y'all go see that Deadpool and Wolverine movie if you haven't already. I'm pretty sure the world spoiled it, but that's your fault for not seeing it first day. Shout out. Oh, screw you. We can talk about it. Shout out to Ryan Harris and the Jump Pass 5. Shout out to The Real Deal with Damian Adams, LBR Gaming with Trev. And, of course, make sure y'all check out that Lime Wildfire out now. Buy merch in the comments. And, of course, shout out to SeatGeek for rocking with us. I am your host, Ed Tev Shakir, is where you can find me on Twix, man. Again, appreciate y'all for rocking with us. We got AFC North next week, right?
Yep.
AFC North next week. Make sure you tell the homies, tell the friends.
I get to talk my shit.
And Trev get to talk his shit. So he's going to be on the hot seat next week. So y'all, man, have a safe weekend. Be blessed out here. And again, appreciate y'all for rocking with us.
Peace.